before these drugs were around, there were a lot of other drugs that actually came in and out, and they had a lot worse side effect profile before that. But most of them either made you eat less or charged up your system to try and burn more. So, which is quite interesting, and that brings us to the calories in, calories out discussion. Maybe it's just to see where this GLP-1 fits in. Does it actually rev the system, or does it actually make you eat less? And it's quite an interesting discovery how they work.
Yeah, so I think with weight maintenance, as you mentioned, the calories in, calories out, I think we'll just do a very simplified version because there's much more to it. But basically on the calories outside, about 60 to 70% of your calorie burn as such is due to your basal metabolic rate. Okay. And basal,
meaning just being alive.
Just being alive, at rest, the amount of calories that you burn. And that is determined by body composition, and especially lean tissue. So that's why we come back here. That's why it's so important to maintain that lean muscle, because if 60 to 70% is determined by basic metabolic rate, and a big part of that is due to your muscle mass, it's important to keep muscle mass. Whenever you can't take the medication or you're off the medication, you need to keep that muscle mass. Otherwise, you can get that rebound effect because you've got less muscle, and then your rate will be down. Other factors is stuff like age, gender, and genetics in the basal metabolic rate. Exercise as such is not that big a part in the equation. It's only about 10-15%. I think if you're doing the Tour de France, it's different. But for the average Joe, the mere mortals like us, 10-15% that you get with exercise.
So it's actually quite little. So it then actually, like these drugs are showing us, it's more about the calories in, because the calories out we can't control that much.
Absolutely. So on the inside is the amount of food that you take in, your portion size, what you eat, and stuff like that, and the hormones that make you hungry, and that's where the GLP1 agonist plays a big role. But on the other side, it's not that big of a role. So that's more or less where it fits into that equation, on the simplified equation. There's other things involved with the calories in and out. There's a thermical effect of food that you eat and stuff like that. But we can maybe at another time, if we want to do something on weight loss specifically, we can go in more depth into that equation. But for now, I think what we need to understand is, like, on the calories outside, it's important to maintain that lean muscle mass. And on the calories inside, that is where we're going to get a lot of help with these new drugs that's around.